Welcome back. So things have been really crazy. I would just say, like, right now, I just felt like we have to connect together in some way and just, I don't know, just focus on the good, even though right now it feels like we are in a very, I don't know how to even describe the energy that we're in right now. It feels kind of like tumultuous right now. So I was just getting a lot of messages in regards to just the back end of how everything works and just what's going on behind the scenes and what then eventually shows up in our 3D reality. And so I've talked a lot about this type of stuff. I've talked about the technologies and stuff on my channel, on Patreon. I talked about a lot of the things that are going on, but it just feels like right now we are just going through like a storm, like a really big storm. And a lot of it is being kicked up from the 2016 election still because of the karma of what happened with Hillary. It's like unfinished business, especially around the Comey investigation, opening up the email investigation before the election. That's like coming up really strong right now energetically, and it's something that obviously was a huge media storm and everything. Obviously, we all know everything that went out about the emails and the server, that she wasn't using a government server to email her daughter. It's like right now we have to revisit that for some reason, because there were things I feel like that went wrong during that time frame. And it's like now we have to go into what happened, like what really happened, like that kept her from the presidency. Because a lot of it, I think we all know, was rooted in, her being a female and being the first female president of the United States of America. So that's coming up, okay? Especially with the right-wing Republican male agenda, with the overturning of Roe versus Wade, with all of these poor women, mothers who are pregnant, but because the pregnancy is not going according to plan, they would need some type of an abortion to stay alive. And many of them have like almost died. And it just kind of just goes to show just the disregard for women, mothers. And there really is this right-wing extremist movement that is very dangerous that's going on right now through our country. So there's a lot. A lot of it is also coming in through like the corporations, and it's coming in through foreign monies, because the money is not coming in from our country. It's coming in from dictatorships and authoritarian governments. And it all goes back to all the weapons and the war. So there's just so much like going on right now in the underbelly that is so messy energetically. And I feel like I am just like, I'm going through it right now. I'm going through the freaking storm, and my life has completely been targeted and torn apart. And it's just every day is just a constant battle for me. And it is a battle for a lot of people who are trying to fight for the good. And I'm also just getting a lot of messages that there's so many lies, okay? There's just so many lies. Hi, David. Hi, everybody. Welcome. So yeah, it just feels like there's like a lot of lies that have been fed out in some way. Lies going out through, I don't know, like through different, maybe even government agencies. I don't even know. I just feel like there's a lot of lies or false narratives that have gone out that are not true. Gaslighting people. And I think we've witnessed a lot of this during the Trump presidency. There were just so many lies that went out through the media about certain people. I was even in the library several months ago looking at a book about Trump's presidency and all the things that he did good and things like that. And I like caught a lie within like page like 3 of the book. And it was like a bestseller, okay? I was like, that's not true though. They're just lying even about his presidency and what he achieved in books that are New York Times bestsellers. Like, that's the level of the lies. So it's just like a very interesting, messy time period. But there is something with Trump's presidency and us passing the 6-month point, okay? Because we're in June now. So I don't know if there are some kind of like standards or rules or anything in terms of what can be brought into the media, like anything that would deter or sway his election in any way. But there is something about that, of them pushing back possible indictments, arrests, or other things that he is guilty of because of the election, quote unquote, interference kind of energy. There is something about that. Like, we've been, like, it's almost like something was pushed back intentionally so that he would be moving into a clearer space. Now, I know obviously he was just, he was just charged with the felonies, whatever. He's a convicted felon now, and I know the sentencing is still has to come in. I don't remember when it's coming in, if it's early July or not, but it's like, I don't know. When I'm like checking in with the energies, it doesn't even feel like that's the case. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't feel like that's, like, something just feels like off energetically around everything with him. So I guess I would just say, like, there's a lot more going on behind the veil that people might not be seeing right now. And there are people in space and in technologies that are part of his agenda. So I think it's something where, like, the world has to, like, wake up to who we are right now. And I'm getting some kind of bad juju coming in right now. There's just a lot of gaslighting going on right now, and people just being like, I don't know, fed a dialogue about people that isn't true. But it feels like the truth always stands. You know, the truth always stands. Somebody in my energy field that is messing with my energies right now. I'm gonna call in Archangel Michael right now to clear my energy field, and whoever just came on my live, get out of my live. They're messing with my live anyway. They're messing with my numbers and everything. They mess with all of my monies because they don't want powerful people to have money, powerful women to have money. Who just came on just now? Aren't you hot? Thank you so much. Really love me. That's amazing. Anyway, it's so weird too, because when I go on my lives, it's like I don't have my regular peeps. I don't have like my community that I normally have. It's like they detached me from the people that I feel safe around. It's like they actually like figured out who it was that I can't communicate with on here, and they like go after them in some way. Because it doesn't even feel like my community anymore. Like, this does not feel like Truth Warrior community. Like, it's like, what happened to my community? There's a lot of speculation too about other YouTubers that are in my category, that they haven't been on YouTube. And, you know, I know a lot of them were targeted as well. And it's just crazy that people who are of the light, spiritual people, are being targeted because we're trying to share truth and bring in hope. And the level of the targeting on us is so insane. Like, we must be such a threat to them for them to have to target us on this level. Like, the amount of money I feel that has gone into my targeting has got to be an insane amount of money. Like, honestly, guys, like, the stuff they have done to me is so gross. I can't even explain what they've done to me. But I know that they have turned me into a target of their entire regime. And they have just wanted to just go after me in a way to degrade me, dehumanize me, torture me, and strip me of all my power. Like, they want me to have no fucking power, guys. Like, no power at all. And the thing that's so crazy is that if you have that many people coming at you, all right, and it feels like elites that are around me. It feels like I am around elites. It feels like I'm around people who are people that we see a lot, and they just want to take my power away. They are like after me. They are like out for freaking blood, and they are disgusting and very vile and gross. But if you have to go after people to this level, to strip them of their power, their recognition, vindication for what they've actually done, you must be like a fucking threat, man, to them. Like, you must be such a fucking threat for them to do this to somebody. To take a mother from their children is so gross. And they are paid off to do this shit. They are fucking paid money, lot of money, to do this stuff to mothers, to women, to make them look a certain way. And it's a full-blown operation, like full-blown. I've showed you guys the email I got where they said they were going to turn me into Britney Spears, and they mentioned human trafficking. And that was like the beginning of my attack. And they're not lying. And she is a victim of human trafficking, and many celebs are. And it's so gross how they own them. And it's so gross what they've done to me. And it continues on every day. I have to freaking fight for my life. If I do not do what they say, they kill you. That's kind of where I'm at right now. And like, it has been to the death. Like, to the death. They like give the counts of how many times they tried to kill me in the last 3 years with their weapon systems. It's really high. It's like 800. And I know that it's up to that level because I know how many times I've been attacked. Like, I know sometimes it would be like 3 to 4 times a day that I'm like leaving my fucking body. I'm leaving Earth because of the radiation and weapons and what they're doing to me. So anyways, I just want to thank you all for supporting me on here. Thank you so much for your donations. And I feel like the energies are constantly bouncing back and forth between light and good, like light and dark. And there is oppression happening right now on US soil. And there is, you know, a battle going on, and it goes deep. This is probably dates back God knows how long, but a majority of it feels like it is connected to the 2016 time frame, maybe 2015 time frame, where it's a kick up of energy, and we have to figure out how our Homeland Security, National Security wasn't able to get a hold of what Donald was involved in with Russia, because he probably shouldn't have been a candidate or eligible to be a candidate for the election. So it's like that energy is like coming up. It's like, how would he even be Because, I mean, Sally Yates knew he was compromised, but it's like, how did our Homeland Security or our intelligence not know? And I think there was something else compromised within our intelligence, because we literally just opened the door to a foreign enemy, literally. And there had to have been people that knew who he really was because of his marriage to Melania. Like, this stuff is not hidden. Like, if there are people in intelligence communities that would know exactly what Donald is tied to. There would be people that knew in Manhattan what he was tied to. Everybody would know what he was involved with. Everybody would know. So the fact that he was put on the presidential ballot, I think, is kind of what's coming up right now. Is like, that's kind of what I'm feeling. This is what I'm feeling. Maybe it's not coming up right now, but we knew what he was connected to, okay? And it's like, there's some things not right with our intelligence at that point to get him on the ballot. And there are so many other candidates or better candidates that could have been representing that party. So it's like, were people already bought at that time by Russia, or was there Russian monies in our corporations, or what happened that allowed him to be that candidate? Like, I think that's kind of like what I'm feeling right now. And I know that a lot of this could seem like, oh, it's the same thing every day, but I think we can't like really move forward as a country and even get the news back to a normal news cycle where it's not reporting like just crap news every day. It's like, we are not going to be able to get forward as a country and move into a positive place until we clean up this dark underbelly, so to speak. And so, I don't know, I wanted to do a meetup with my angels here, and I feel like I'm constantly like being blocked from meeting up with them. And I know, and my Earth Force Space team, but I know why. It's because I feel like we were a threat to them, because we were figuring out what they were working on and how they were weaponizing things in space. Like, I've definitely gotten messages that they're weaponizing the star systems and things like that against us. And a lot of us are from those star systems. That's where our souls are from. That's our star families. And so if Elon is creating Starlink and he's weaponizing the stars, then he's essentially like using that technology to kill a lot of like light workers, okay? Like, I know that sounds like a little out there, but like, everything's energy in our universe. And we have to wake up to the fact that everything is energy. And there's light and dark energies. So if they are using light sources in space for these types of technologies, then that is what is going out. And they are using almost like our vibration or our frequency or our life force energies for these technologies that we don't actually need. Okay, and so a lot of the country and the world has to wake up to the fact that we don't need these technologies. There are people that have been living in indigenous communities without these technologies for centuries, thousands of years, and these ideas that they have in their mind is turning us into aliens. Like, that's how out there they are. Like, there was an interview with Elon recently about the presidential election, who would win, and he was making a joke that it was going to be between Transformers and another form of technology. Like, he's basically joking that the next president is going to be a Transformer. Like, it's not going to be a human. And it's not a joke, guys. It's not a freaking joke. It's not, whatever he is saying is real. Like, he is sending out messages when he is doing these interviews. He said that he had he went and found all of the sacred portals, that he was working on the portals with CERN. He said it in an interview. He wasn't lying. Those are sacred portals, okay? That's how they access us in these dimensions that we reside in. And that's where our protections lie. And they infiltrated our divine protections. They've infiltrated everything that keeps us human, that keeps us safe as humans. They have created their own magnetic grid systems that throw off our natural algorithms, okay, that keep it aligned to Mother Earth and Mother Gaia. So anyways, I'm not going to get into all of that stuff. I'll leave that for my Patreon, but I could talk about that for hours. But just right now, just know that, I don't know, I'm definitely in the battlefield still, and seeing the battlefield, it's ugly right now. It's a really ugly battlefield. Like, we're in what feels behind the veil like pure, I don't know, insanity. I don't know. It seems like it's pretty crazy right now. But please say prayers for me and my children right now, if you are of the light. And we definitely have to keep clearing their witches, their Satanists. They have dark cults that they work with, that they pay money to hurt people in other dimensions. They are working with interdimensional warfare around the clock. And that is connected to Havana syndrome. Havana syndrome is not a syndrome. It's MK Ultra. It's technologies, and it's a combination of military weapon systems and programs that they actively use to target people through brain chips that Elon has created, through meta mind reading technologies. That's how they're doing it. So say prayers for all the victims of this technology warfare, interdimensional warfare. More and more of that is starting to come to light, and I kind of hope that it has something to do with me. I was kind of built into that community for a while, but I feel like my community has gone, I don't know, rogue. I don't know where my community really has gone. I don't know what community I am tapped into right now. I think they went after my community, so that anyone who actually was good or protecting me, it's like they kind of unsubscribe them, or they get them away from me. And I've had so many people tell me that they unsubscribed or were unsubscribed from my channel, like several times, that they will go back. They don't get notifications that I'm live, nothing. And all of my algorithms have been messed with, etc., which goes into my business, which they actively went after. They went after the love project I created. They went after everything. And that's who they are. They're pure fucking evil, like pure evil, this group. So I think that people, if there's anybody out there that is going through this right now, we have to completely go to the light in terms of working with the light to defeat them, and working with the higher energies above their matrix system, their metaverse, so to speak. Because I'll see their metaverse go down, I'll see their whole metaverse collapse, and then it goes back up within like 10 minutes. So I'm like, what is that? How is their metaverse crash and then go back up in 10 minutes? Like, who is the one getting their metaverse back up again? Like, that's what I'm always trying to figure it out. Like, how are they doing this right now? And just so you know, a metaverse, or their metaverse, is it's like a video game and a matrix system. And so it's hooked up to almost like a virtual reality simulation system, just to kind of give you guys an idea. It's like when you put one of those headsets on you, okay? And you can, like, you know, you're like in the video game. It's kind of the same idea, but it's happening now within our own bodies, within our own energy field through their brain chipping technologies. So it's like you can close your eyes and like be in their metaverse, which is fucking horrid, and it's like hell for me. But anyway, they program then people's lives in that metaverse. They program outcomes of people's lives so that they stay in power and in control. So they will program their monies and everything like that. I think there's other things that I can't see through this, because I know there's something about a game that they have. It almost sounds like it's like the Hunger Games, like the real life version of Hunger Games that they've created. And it might be Russian or North Korean. I don't know where it's coming from. But there's another thing that they have some energies hooked up to as well, where they're targeting you, and then they pay money to go after you. Some kind of like dark web thing that's going on right now that I don't see that. I don't know if I saw that being built, like originally being built, but I don't see it, but I feel those energies, and I can hear people who are in those gaming systems, and I don't know where the gaming systems are, but it does feel like they're foreign gaming systems. So gaming and tech right now is being used as like a weapon. So it is just something that we have to be aware of, that a lot of us are being controlled and not even knowing we're being controlled. Like we're kind of like video controlled in some way. And if things in your life are just not going according to plan, it's not like an accident. You know what I mean? If you're like, I should have really good karma right now, or I should have this, or I should have, like, I'm a good person. Like, where's my money? Like, there's something's not right with the universe. I can tell you right now. They've messed with laws of karma. They've messed with all of the laws. I think whatever was in the Trump docs, the secret docs, there was some kind of science in there that they got, that Russia got, and I think they have used it in some way to like weaponize it against us. And I don't think that information's ever going to come to light either, in terms of just how damaging the information was that he got out at Mar-a-Lago. But I don't think it's a coincidence either that all of a sudden, within a year, all of these dictatorships have like the newest and latest nuclear weapons. You know, I don't think that's like a coincidence. Like, I don't think it's a coincidence that like they're showcasing all of these fancy technologies all of a sudden after he got a hold of these docs, which apparently was through the Energy Department, which is also another odd thing, is that Pence's former aide worked for the Energy Department. So I was almost wondering if like there was something there with her being able to get these docs in some way for them, or they used her in some way for some kind of access in, I don't know, for information or something like that, because she's also a victim of Havana syndrome as well. So anyways, I'll leave you guys there. I'm sending you guys so much love and blessings, and I will talk to you all soon. Okay, thanks for the donations.